this is a 2001 Nissan Xterra, the vehicle that I spent a few years going to all four corners of the country with. Everything inside I built 100% by myself. This is Cynthia. It's a surly Krampus. This has done pretty much everything that you could possibly do on a bicycle, including going around the world. I am done. I'm done traveling the world by bicycle. This will be the very last time that you'll see a Cynthia in this manner.
All right, what's happening, everyone? Well, we're here with my world traveling buddy, John.
Me? Yes. Me.
I love it.
Full disclaimer, because I know you're not going to say anything about this. I hate being on video, and I'm doing this for him. And I know that I have a huge story. I'm kind of doing it on myself. But this is 100% being that you're one of my best friends, and I love you to death. I want to contribute to his lifestyle and his culture that he's built. So this is me.
It's a beautiful disclaimer, but at the end of the day, we're also doing it for you guys.
Yes.
And some inspiration, because John has lived full-time out of this Xterra that we have behind us. So we'll show you full walkthrough of the Xterra, but also you just got done completing a trip around the world on your surly bicycle right over here. So we're going to show you both of these rigs that you live full-time in. You get in the shot there, bud. You're part of this whole thing.
All right.
So yeah, your story is amazing and
well, thank you.
Very inspirational. So we want to share that, but let's chat about the rig. You got a big old bump up here.
Yes. So this is a 2001 Nissan Xterra. A lot of your viewers probably seen it in person. This is Margaret. It's named after my grandmother that basically taught me how I should be before she passed away when I was 12. And I pay tribute to her with the vehicle that I spent a few years going to all four corners of the country with. It's nothing special. I don't have any upgrades in the engine or anything. I do have a snorkel. This is the second introduction to a bumper, a steel bumper. The first one saved it from a car accident, and now I have this one.
Just a quick teaser too.
Yes.
Bicycle travels. We'll get back to that.
Yes. So I got a full closet that I built here that's messy because it's just after the show.
Nice wood construction.
Yep.
Got all the fixings there. You still have your rear seats, which is cool.
Yes, so I do have a seat just in case I, have a third person that needs to be in the car. This actually fits perfectly on the other side. I built everything inside. I built 100% by myself. I have a full kitchen in here with a Dometic cooler that has been treating me well for the last 5 years. I have a full all my kitchen stuff here, all of my food stuff, and even a cigar humidor.
Quite the cigar aficionado,
yes.
John is.
Yes, I you have to do something for a living, so everybody has a gimmick. That's mine. I also have.
I love this too.
Yes,
I love this little guy.
God, I forgot the name of this, but
it's a wood.
It's wood. It's a butcher block.
Yeah,
butcher block. This is, believe it or not, I don't know if you even know this, but this is a sample piece at Lumber Liquidators. This was flooring that they discontinued, and the owner gave it to me. He was like, I don't know if you have any use for this. And I made use for it, and it's been like this the entire time.
I love it. So, I love stuff like that.
Yeah, and it used to be bougie. They all had slow closing, but of course after all the years, it kind of goes away.
And the fridge slides out, right?
And the fridge slides out as well. Thanks for reminding me.
Yeah.
Dometic slide. And
nice.
Of course the 55.
With the peanut butter cups, I love. You've been sharing those with me and appreciate that.
All of this stuff. Even has an ice maker, so when my mom comes to visit, she can have cocktails.
There you go. And you get your super OG stove over there.
Yeah. All those stickers came from the first time that I ever met all the people from the expo. and I'm still friends with most of them to this day.
If you recognize that Exploring Elements sticker, you're a good friend of Brian Dorr, who built the EEXP Dodge Ram truck that I bought and dubbed the Dodge Mahal. And he did a full feature, a magazine article in Tread Magazine.
About
this vehicle.
This 8-page spread in Tread Magazine. He asked me several times, just like you. And I said no all the way up until I said yes. So, and I have an old school CVT mount hood. I've replaced the canvas with it once already, but it's held together really well.
That's the inside. That's where he sleeps.
Yep, every night.
Super cool. And you have a different travel story than a lot. You, as Azure I think put it, you travel, get blue collar jobs, work your way around, living, you know, in and out of the cities.
I'm not a digital nomad or anything. I barely know how to use a computer or my phone. But I have a lot of skills with my hands. So I've done everything from work at a car dealership to building AT Overland's camper toppers. I was a sales guy at a hike store, at the Hike Shack in Prescott. And now I sell cigars for a living at a cigar shop in Anthem, Arizona. So Havana Cigar and Lounge.
Yeah.
Yes.
Go check them out. You'll be there.
Yeah, you can hear my million stories while I'm pouring you drinks and lighting your cigar for you.
I love it, man. John's a classic example. There's no right or wrong way to live this lifestyle, and you live each moment, you know, to be in the moment and appreciate it. And you got a really cool perspective after traveling the world.
Yeah.
On this gal, Cynthia over here.
Yes, so this is Cynthia. It's a Surly Krampus. Surly makes, believe it or not, a mountain bike. But in Surly's way, it's still a chromoly steel frame. And it's a plus tire bike. So it has, the original tires were a 29x3. So not really a fat tire bike, but close enough. This has done pretty much everything that you could possibly do on a bicycle, including going around the world. So this one is the one that did Europe, but all the bags that are on it, the lights, the mirrors, the saddle is all from the original bike. So quick heads up about that. Australia, I did the east coast of Australia, Tasmania, and Southeast Asia on a Jamis Renegade gravel bike. Unfortunately, when I got caught in Laos during COVID, it ended up not coming home. It got lost in transit. But I brought everything back with me. It was just a bike in the box that disappeared. So I had to, when I wanted to finish this trip going through Europe, I had to do another bike. I decided to get a bike that was worthy of the adventure. And this is by far, like, this is the Cadillac or the Land Cruiser of the touring bicycle world. This is like the ultimate overland vehicle without a motor.
Love that.
Yeah, and I named it Cynthia after my lovely mother that I have worry every time I do any international travels and stuff like that. She drinks heavily while I'm on. And
you're giving your whole life story. I love all the details, the personal details. You don't always get that personal with the walk-arounds, but that's what it's all about, is life. And
you're gonna get something a little bit different with me.
I love it.
But I wanted to pay tribute. She's alive and well. I wanted to pay tribute to her for all the frustrations and all the support. So I named it Cynthia in tribute of her. And orange is her favorite color, so it kind of comes kind of full circle.
That's awesome, man.
This bike alone has done Italy to Amsterdam and then the beaches of Denmark. I did about 1,200 miles this last trip over the summer. I did the highest paved road in Europe, which is in the French Alps. I think it's called the La Bonnette. I didn't know that I was going to do it until the night before, when somebody mentioned that it was the highest paved road in Europe.
That's a funny story.
Yeah, that could be a whole video on its own.
Yeah, that
ended up being 18.3 miles. And it took me about 9.5 hours, and the last hour was the last half mile, which was an 18% grade. This bicycle fully loaded is roughly about 160 pounds.
It's heavy. I rode it. You let me ride it.
Yeah, I let him ride it, and you'll see more than enough videos of that, hopefully.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm gonna go like
if he falls, I swear to God.
Oh my gosh. Wow, your seat's up there a little. I gotta get on.
Yeah, you got to get going.
Holy cow. What? It's actually rides pretty dang good, dude.
Oh yeah.
Okay, see you guys. I'm just gonna go around the world.
Yeah.
Let's see how does the track stand. A little more intense to track stand. Wow. Dude, thanks for letting me ride this.
Oh, of course. I think you're one of the first people to do so. You just went away with it.
Yeah, I did.
It was great. Yeah.
I was like, I want to feel what it's like to be John.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this. Mike's climbing on the roof. Real side shot there. We're going to do a walkthrough of that 6x6 over there of Mike's too. So that'll probably be the next video. But anyways, yeah, this thing rides amazing.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
thanks for letting me ride it. It's pretty fun.
you're welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm honored to have any of you guys ride it because I lived on it for 3 months and people just didn't understand
Yeah.
that it's not a regular bicycle. Some people see these guys going through the deserts or going across America and stuff with these big heavy bikes. They're usually, you know, from Holland or from the Netherlands. The Dutch love big bikes and riding around the world. And so you finally get to see what it feels like to ride one of these.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it was really cool. Like, obviously, it's heavy and moving around at first. You notice that. But once you get rolling just a little bit,
Yeah.
it's super smooth.
She's a cruiser. I probably did an average about 30 or 40 miles a day when I was riding.
Wild. Yeah.
So.
And quick specs for those bicycle people. The seat's really cool. Selle Anatomica.
Sealy Anatomica.
There you go. Okay,
Yeah.
I should let you say
This
it.
is a competitor of the Brooks saddle, the Brooks saddles are wonderful and I have nothing against. This doesn't have a break-in period. This molds to your inner thighs and it moves with your inner thighs, so you don't get any of that.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, it's all just rubber. These two sides are the only things connected, so it's all soft in the middle. I didn't have any blisters. Actually, the only thing that I had a problem with when I was riding a bicycle that long was my feet and then getting shocks going up and down my arms from being in a position.
Yeah.
That's why I got these bars, so I had different positions throughout the day and I could just kind of move around just to get the blood flowing in the right direction.
That's the biggest thing I noticed was my wrist started to hurt from the forward position.
Well,
but,
a side note with this,
this
way, like these are drop bars for like a mountain bike, Surly corner bars. And when you are doing high speeds, which I did 56.4 miles per hour going down the Swiss Alps.
Wow.
When you're holding on like this, it is the most comfortable you can ever be at that chaos moment in your life because you're kind of hunkered down, but you're not like aerodynamic like a road bike, and you still have full control of the bike the entire way.
Cool, man. And the pedals you were talking about, your legs, so you do have clips and then you got the flats on the other side.
Yep. Yeah, and the only
you're down to mob.
Yes, that came with me around all of Europe. So the clipless is great, but you start getting shooting pains every once in a while right at where it clips in, because you'll start moving around. It's no big deal, but every once in a while that's the exact pressure point. So you'll kind of get some aches in that exact point in your feet. And you just flip it and you kind of equalize the blood flow in your foot, and it usually does the trick for at least a couple more hours.
Yeah, I've never ridden clips, but I do know that on the up pedal you get a lot as well, whereas the flats you really don't get anything.
I've done
when the pedal's coming back
during
up.
the Swiss Alps. It got to the point I never stopped the entire way, so I did the switchbacks all the way up, and at a certain point you start getting really tired. And so when you clip in and you go up to push yourself into motion, it uses different muscles. And so you don't push down, you just kind of relieve yourself when you're going down, and you can actually push up. And that you can go like that for hours. And then once those muscles are tired, you can go down to pushing again.
Yeah, you got a little cushion here too, like almost like a bump stop in the seat, and yeah, a lot of cool technical stuff. So
yeah, you could go through all of this, especially the if you can go around here. I have the pump, the tire pump is actually integrated into the frame, so I never had to worry about anything falling off or dragging in one of the bags or anything. I could have it just right there.
Yeah.
But you could just go on and on. Now, most of this stuff is custom. Like the fenders weren't really meant for this bike, but I needed fenders for the rainy days and stuff. So, and like I said, all these bags went the 3,300 miles around the world. Even the bike lock and the hydro flask, all through first world countries to the third world countries. It's done everything.
It's amazing, man. You got an amazing story.
Thank you.
Appreciate you sharing it with us.
It'd be useless to do all this traveling without sharing it.
Yeah, absolutely. On that note, you got a book coming out.
I do have a book coming out. I'm not. It will be coming out. Keep your eye out. Yeah, keep your eye out. I will have a book about my backpacking trips around the world. I'll have another book about this bicycle trip, and we'll see where we go from there.
Sweet. Now you just got to take everything off.
Yes.
And throw it on the truck, on the roof. You got a bike rack up there, along with the Max Tracks and the Bush Company 270 awning.
Yeah.
Should mention those things as well on the Xterra, but
of course.
Yeah.
And the special thing about this is that I made it a point that this is my bicycle. Even though I've traveled the world with it, I am done. I'm done traveling the world by bicycle. I will do trips here and there, but not as extensive of going across the continent anymore. I'll do that with a motorcycle or a vehicle. But this will be the very last time that you'll see a Cynthia in this manner. So I'm gonna finally take everything off for the very last time, retire a couple of these bags that needed to be retired years ago. And then it finally will become my commuter bike, my mountain bike, and my fun bike.
Yeah.
From here on out.
Sure.
I have Instagram. It's at Out of Routine Nomad. If you want to, and I'm pretty sure you'll put that on there or whatever.
Yeah, we'll put that right down there. You go give them a follow.
Yeah, and then like and subscribe to his channel, because this is the most important thing.
No, not at all, man. The most important thing is telling people stories and seeing all the different things you can get out in the world. And so, yeah, appreciate you. John is definitely down to mob.
Oh, yeah, in any form.
The only question is, are you down to mob?